Good morning students, this is Latif sir. In this video, I will discuss about law of conservation of mass. In the previous video, I was discussing about different types of state change of matter and the causes of state change, different type of state change. Okay, and in this video, first I will ask you why the conditions for change of state of matter differ. Why the conditions for change of state of matter differ? Answer is very simple. This is because of difference in difference in the interparticle force of attraction and the difference in interparticle space and in kinetic energy. You know, different solids have different force of attraction due to their arrangement. Different solids have different force of attraction, and hence different solids require different amount of energy to get transformed into liquid state. Similarly, in case of liquid, different liquids have different forces of attraction, and hence different liquids require different amount of energy to get transformed into gaseous state. Okay, but in case of gases, the interparticle force of attraction and interparticle spaces are by and large the same. Okay, in case of gases, the interparticle force of attraction and the interparticle spaces are almost similar in all type of gas. They differ mainly in their kinetic energy. Therefore, all gases show almost identical state behavior at a given temperature and pressure. Okay. In case of gases, interparticle forces and interparticle spaces are almost same. So they differ mainly in their kinetic energy. Therefore, all gases show almost identical state behavior at a given temperature and pressure. Now see what is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass state that matter is neither created nor destroyed in any physical or chemical change. According to law of conservation of mass, matter is neither created nor destroyed in any physical or chemical change. That means that the total mass of substance undergoing a physical or chemical change will remain equal to the total mass of the substances obtained after the change. Now see, for during a physical change, size and shape and kinetic energy and many other properties of substance may change, but their total mass will remain same. Okay, and one example is given here. You can see, if we mix 40 gram ice with 50 gram water at room temperature, after some time you will see that the mixture, ice water mixture become water. Okay, the entire mixture become water, and the mass of the mixture will be 40 plus 50, that is 90. So total mass of the mixture is equal to mass of ice and mass of water, and this is a physical change. Okay, so in any type of physical change, size, shape, kinetic energy of particles may be differ. Okay, but their total mass remains same. Now see, in case of chemical change, it is also valid. That is, in a chemical change, mass of reactant is equal to total mass of product. Okay, so during a chemical change or chemical reaction, even though new substances may be produced, the total mass of reacting substances are also called reactant. reacting substances are also called reactant, will remain the same as the total mass of produced substances, that is product. Okay, so law of conservation of mass is valid for both chemical change and physical change. Okay. In case of chemical change, total mass of reacting substances will remain same as the total mass of products. For example, when sodium hydroxide solution added to blue copper sulfate solution, when sodium hydroxide solution is added to blue copper sulfate solution, the mixture undergoes a chemical change and a pale blue precipitate is formed. Pale blue precipitate of copper hydroxide is formed. When sodium hydroxide means NaOH reacts with copper sulfate, blue copper sulfate solution, you will get a pale blue precipitate of copper hydroxide, CuOH whole twice, and Na2SO4. Okay. Now, according to the law of conservation of mass, before and after the reaction remains same. That means mass of two solutions, that is sodium hydroxide and copper sulfate, will be equal to mass of the precipitate of copper hydroxide and mass of sodium sulfate in the solution. So according to law of conservation of mass, in any chemical change, mass of reacting substances, that is mass of reactants, are also equal to mass of produced substances, that is mass of products. Now see here, one point is given. In some cases, it may appear that the mass of substances after a change, that is physical or chemical change, is not what was before the change. In some cases, it may appear that mass of the substances after a change is not what it was before the change. For example, consider the burning of wood. Consider the burning of wood. Burning of wood means reaction with oxygen. So it is a chemical change. So burning of wood, it is a chemical change in which new substances are formed, and new substances are as different type of gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, water vapor. These substances are formed after burning wood. Okay, and if we measure the mass of wood, that was burned is not equal to the mass of the residual ash. Okay, if we measure the mass of the wood that was burned is not equal to the mass of the residual ash left. Okay, after the burning. But this phenomena or this incident does not violate the law of conservation of mass. Okay, so this is because you know, according to law of conservation of mass, total uh, mass of reactant, that is total mass of matter before burning, will be equal to total mass of matter after the burning. And before the burning, total mass of matter is mass of wood and mass of oxygen consumed from the air. Similarly, if, total mass of the matter after burning will be equal to mass of the residual ash and mass of the evolving gases you have to also consider. Okay, and if you consider this mass of evolving gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, water vapor, then you will see that total mass of the wood before burning and after burning will be equal. Okay, so student, you have to remember this law of conservation of mass, very important law. Okay, and it is applicable for both chemical change and physical change. With the example, it is explained here in case of physical change, in chemical change. and this chapter is completed today. Bye students.